I'm learning that a lot of people don't know what jazz is. They have an idea of what jazz is.
Yes.
My job is to fulfill or overstimulate you with an experience that you don't even realize that this was going to happen. I produced we did like 3 nights of Ethiopian artists in the club. Sold out every single one. It was crazy. Back in the day, my dad music collection was insane. The way people got shoes, my dad had a music collection.
What's up, everybody? This is Djphatsu all the way from Washington, D.C. Ethiopia Eatery እንገኛለን. Djphatsu ነኝ። አብራችሁ እንድትቆዩ ጋብዛለሁ. This is our podcast, Digis. Today we got a special guest. His name is Rico. He called himself Nico.
Federico.
Depending
on what time of the night we in.
Yes, depends on the time of the night. But he's a jazz promoter, a presenter, and what you got?
Patron.
Yeah. So we're here. We're going to discuss about jazz. His way of doing like promotion and presenting and everything. Yeah. And we start with your background. Well, like I don't know, not your high school time, but
not the high school. We don't have to go that deep. Nah, but I'm DMV raised. DMV raised, man. Like Washington D.C. raised me. Jersey bored me though.
Okay.
And it's crazy because you don't really realize like how important jazz is to 2 cities in the country. DC jazz is so important.
Yes.
Newark, New Jersey, jazz is ridiculously important. Like if you take those 2 cities out the equation of jazz, you may not have it. And I'll tell you why. It's because majority of the phenoms and the icons are born and raised in those 2 markets.
Yes.
Right outside of New York City.
Yes.
It's some crazy people, vocals and players that have come out. And when you think about DC, there's so many crazy vocals and players that have come out of DC.
Yes.
So for me to have ties to both.
Yes. It gives you.
I didn't realize what was getting ready to happen, but that's what's the pot that was stirring a long time ago. And it's impacted me. So that's my background. It's just being in the DC market and the Jersey market all my life.
You just started from jazz or?
Nah, actually I started from go-go for real.
Oh, go-go. Okay.
Go-go, go-go is so important to jazz too because before you had hip hop, that's what Chuck was pulling from. He was pulling from jazz.
Yes.
So if you're a Chuck Brown fan, rest in peace to the greatest of all time.
Yes.
DC's finest. If you're a fan of his, then you know that he's an amazing jazz singer.
Yes.
He's also an amazing jazz player. So the fact that he invented a subgenre, it really starts from jazz. So we are jazz lovers and we don't even know it because depending on what era you come in, that determines when you found out about go-go.
Definitely.
But if you are born from or raised with people who are from the 40s and the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, you love jazz and you may not even know it.
Now for our listeners, maybe some of them like from Ethiopia, from Africa. So let's tell us about let's tell them about go a little bit about go-go.
So go-go is it's a DC art form, music art form. And what they did was they took about 5 different genres and maybe 3 different cultures and fused them all together to create one music form. Back in the late 70s, mid 70s, the Godfather is what we call him. His name is Chuck Brown.
Chuck Brown, yeah.
He had an amazing foundation in jazz already. He was already a jazz musician.
Okay.
To my understanding, he ended up in Lorton Prison, which was outside of D.C. That was our federal penitentiary, where he met some Latinos, and it increased his Latin infusion.
Oh. That's
which brings in the music components of the timbales, and the high guitar sounds, and the horn sounds.
Yes, now it's clear for me too.
But then you have the call and response component, which is African.
Yeah.
And that's our spiritual component. That's what engages the stage and it engages the audience. So we're all one. So you cannot have a go-go without an audience.
Yes.
It doesn't even sound right.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Because they have to fulfill the obligations to the music.
Yes.
So what Chuck did is take jazz, maybe very, very strong, like songs like Misty, the American Jazz
Yes.
Handbook.
Yes.
These are standard jazz songs.
Yes.
He found a way to reformat them into more of a party dance mode. And they were never in that format before. So he took that, he took blues,
Yes.
he took hip hop, he took gospel, and he took quartet music, African call and
I love
response,
it.
and Latin infusion.
Yes.
And that's what created a genre. And from there on, God knows how many other bands and youth and people were saved
Yes.
by that music. And then it becomes our neighborhood,
Yes.
our local neighborhood response. So you could
Wow.
be on the metro and somebody might sing a song. And if you really got the backbone to support your people,
Yeah.
somebody will sing along with you. That's the call and
Yeah.
response in the street. You in your local elementary schools, you'll see little kids singing songs that they may have heard over the weekend
Yes.
with their parents and grandparents. So go-go is just
How about the name? The name Go. I don't know. You have
because
any?
it don't stop.
Oh, okay. Now I get it.
It don't
Now I get
stop. It keeps going.
it. Yeah.
So if you
It never
listen
stops.
to Isaac Hayes, if you listen to Barry White,
Yes.
their music started to evolve. Parliament, Funkadelic,
Yeah.
that's what created that era.
Yes.
They came to DC and saw Chuck Brown do what he did in a club,
Whoa.
and now they were like, "Wait, there's a possible way that we don't have to end a song. We can create a transition and a bridge through music,
And never stop.
and we don't have to stop this
Yeah,
party."
got it.
So that's kind of the go-go influence, and people like me who maybe never played a music instrument, but my ears were like so high quality.
Yes.
It's because you're listening to live albums over and over and over again to the point where I know what's going to happen before it happens, and if you don't do it right, I already know that you're wrong.
Yes.
And I may not even have music theory as a background, but I feel like I'm not the only one. It's so many of us that are around here who are raised in this element that really
Yes.
trained our ears and our mindsets to understand music on this level.
Yes.
So to pivot into jazz,
Yes.
that's how I got there.
Yeah, that's interesting, man.
Yeah.
I love. So, what do you think? There's a new connection about the new edge music, like trap music, hip hop, and everything with go-go,
Absolutely.
because it got to be relevant to the new.
Somebody like me, I'm gonna say that go-go is a reflection of hip hop. Wherever hip hop is, that's what go-go is. So if go-go is in trap, if hip hop is in trap right now, go-go could be in trap. They just have to reformat
Yes.
to find how to
Yeah, that's
bring
what
trap
yeah.
into it. But trap is an extension of rock and roll, and rock and roll is an extension of blues. So you just have to find the connecting dots
Yeah.
and make it work. A true musician, a true music theorist knows how to make music work.
Exactly.
That's what jazz did.
I agree with you.
Jazz took classical music
Yes, I agree with you.
and they made it work. So go-go, you just have to find the right theorist who can listen to a trap song and say, okay, this is how I'm gonna make it work. I think the band that did the best at it is a band called Black Alley. They are very popular in the city. I feel like they were ahead of their time.
Okay.
Trap music wasn't even, or trap sounds weren't even popular
Oh, when they started.
when Black Alley started,
Oh, got
but
it.
they already had a sound that was prepared to embrace trap. So now trap music is popping and Future is popping and all these cats are popping. It's just a plug and play.
Got it.
You go to a Black Alley show and you're like, damn, this music works.
Yes.
And it's just a vibe.
Yeah, I
So-
need to go.
And it's a go-go and it just keeps going.
Yeah,
So,
I've seen Chuck Brown a couple of times. I see him in DC Stars. I see him in a couple of places.
Yeah. I saw him at the 930
Yeah.
Club and
So what got you from then, like from go-go? You doing go-go and then you switched out to you evolve or what I can or
Honestly-
went back again to jazz.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Let's get straight to the point.
Okay.
2007. I was in Cumberland, Maryland. I was in undergrad, and I saw a poster, a promotional poster of an artist that was coming to the city. Never heard of her, but she was beautiful. She was beautiful, bro. Had an afro. She walking around with a bass, and I'm like, who is she?
Okay.
This is before the internet was popping. No social media. You ain't had none of that stuff.
Okay.
And I said, whoever she is in February or March, I'm gonna go to that show because I need to figure out who she all about. What's her style? Her picture was just so captivating. I looked at it every damn day, and come to find out, this was Esperanza Spalding
Whoa.
coming to a small town called. She played in a coffee shop like this.
Yeah. Put the record.
The second
That's
album.
the song. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Never heard of her a day in my life.
Yeah.
This is like she dropped that album once before, but I wasn't on jazz at the time. So when she came to Cumberland, I found a way to not buy a ticket, but I worked for the like the programming council that ran the show, and I just told them whatever you want me to do, I'll do it, and I did it all the way up that year until that show came because that was my whole point. I played chess with the whole damn thing. I worked with them all year long just so that I could be in the room on that Esperanza
So
show.
let me ask you, because you did after that.
Yeah.
Did you meet her or did you book her?
We met that night. We met that night.
day. No, I mean like professionally, like what happened?
We've met one time professionally last year in New York. It was at the Lincoln Jazz Center for the Jazz Congress. She was a panelist because I don't know if you know about Wayne Shorter.
Yeah.
He passed away last year. He's like a bass god.
Yeah.
And so they put a panel together. It was Marcus Miller, Esperanza Spalding, all his tutelage, like the people who come behind him.
Yeah, take me there. Okay.
And it was just crazy. I've worked with most of these people.
Yeah, I know.
Before, and to see them and to watch it come full circle. That dang, like I remember Esperanza.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
When she was like, I had to be like 21, so she's about 22, 23.
Yeah.
To be us at this time and to see her again and cross paths with her again, of course I had to tell her.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
said, do you remember that time you was out in Cumberland, Maryland? She said, no. And I said, yeah, because you got more money now and you ain't got time to remember. But I just want to tell you, if it wasn't for that time, I wouldn't be here. So we did get a chance to
That's amazing.
to cross paths again. And she's coming to DC in January.
Oh, we're going.
And I'm working that show too.
Oh, man.
So now I'm producing her at the Warner Theater.
Nice.
So I go from a coffee shop producing her.
Nice.
To now producing her for 1,500
That's what they
seats.
say. That's what they say when you start. We're like, they say like you rate your success when your idols becomes your
colleagues.
your
man.
colleagues, your friends.
It's crazy.
That's
man.
amazing. That's how you rate your success.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, man.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
man.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah. It's a blessing.
Yeah. So let me ask you about jazz.
Yeah.
So I think there's a new era of jazz now,
Absolutely.
and there's old school jazz, and new
Absolutely.
school jazz.
Absolutely.
Tell me about it.
Jazz. I'm a Miles Davis fan. Let's just start.
Yeah.
Like, after you meet Esperanza, I started to dig a little more. I found Miles Davis because I thought he was the coolest dude I ever seen in my life. Like he pulling up in the Porsche to the jazz concert. He pulling up in the Maserati to the jazz concert. He pulling up in stuff that nobody else pulling up in. That was his style. And I was like, at that time in my life, I was like, yeah, imagine me pulling up to the jazz concert like that. Well, we consider that old school today. But in actuality, he was in front of his time.
Yeah. Most of them. Yeah.
Jazz's job is to make things relevant and make things current. So when we say old school, it's not really old school, it's timeless. They're doing things that will never get old. I don't care if you're a teenager. If you go watch a teenager perform Duke Ellington's work, you'll be amazed.
Yes.
Because there's no work today. You can't find work today on the radio.
Yes.
You can't find work today in streaming or new cats working that are producing on the level that Duke Ellington produced. So if you can watch a kid today, whether it's your kid or a random kid that's studying jazz, a college kid studying jazz, and you watch them perform Duke Ellington work, you'll be like, damn, I can listen to this every single day and won't get old of it because the technicalities in it, it's actually pretty impressive. I ain't gonna lie to you. It might bring a tear to your eye.
How about in audience side?
Oh, the audience, these are professional listeners.
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna lie, I produce about 350 shows a year now.
There's a traditional audience and there's a new
It's all of them. Now,
Yeah.
I found a way to be the bridge. I'm a DC guy. I love hip hop. I love rap. I love go-go. I love to party. That's me. I'm a party guy. I've been out in these streets since 2002. 16 years old, I've been partying. So my job was, how do I find a way to bring the party element to the sit-down jazz scene?
Yes.
How do I do that? And that's what
And how you do that?
the crazy is. I start mixing the music.
Okay.
I got my own sound, man. I changed the whole sound game up. I said, all right, I knew a trap producer. This is how trap comes into play.
Yeah.
I knew a trap producer, very popular. His name was Sice Lance, um, a studio out in Landover. I used to hang out every night in there. I said, you know, if I ever get this jazz venue, or if I ever move into this live music production thing, I want to bring you. Because his sound quality was so high that I felt like the kick drum, you should feel it in your belly, just like when you're at the go-go. The bass,
Yeah.
you should feel it all through your body. What he did was he brought all those elements with me. So just like when you listening to a person drive down the street,
Yeah.
and the
Feel
car
it.
is bass and everybody bouncing up
You
and
feel it
down, or
there.
they in the club, that's how my jazz club
Yes.
is now.
Yes.
I go to New York, nobody got that.
Oh, nice.
I go to the Warner Theater, they don't got it. I go to the Lincoln Theater, they don't got it.
I agree with you.
Kennedy Center, they don't
I
got
agree
it.
with you.
Nobody can feel the music because
Yes.
I came from church.
Yes.
And the one thing about the church scene, gospel scene, go-go scene, man, if you can't feel that bass, ain't nothing about to happen in this
Yes.
joint.
That's what I always say. This is what I always say. This EDM parties.
Love EDM, man.
They because I'll say like one of the things that promotes the music is also the sound,
The
the
subs.
lights, and everything. You know what I'm saying? And I say like hip hop, or every artist should have like a setup or a setting like that.
They have to know
Crazy.
that. But that's when I started to learn that my job
Yes, I agree
as a
with you.
producer and a promoter
Yes,
wasn't just how do I sell the tickets to get the people in there, it was how do I create the best experience of all
exactly.
time.
That's what it is.
Like, my goal is to make sure that when people walk out of that room, their life ain't the same. Like, they may have walked in thinking that, oh, I'm gonna be all nice and pretty and cute. I'm gonna show my girl off. The whole time, I'm about to make sure that y'all be walking on the same page when y'all walk out of here.
Yes.
Because that artist that created that component or that piece or that composition, it's a sound healing and theory moment that is going down that you don't know unless you sit down, calm down, and realize that this ain't like the regular club where you can pop bottles all night long. You
Yeah,
can
no.
do that in here,
Yeah.
but your body ain't gonna be the same.
Yes.
So when people walk out of my space or they walk out of my productions, it's almost like, damn, I had no idea that that's what I was gonna walk away with. And I mean, people are like praising me for that time. They come from far away.
Not like that.
Far away. And that was my craziest thing, is that I took over one of the most iconic clubs in the world.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know it was iconic when I started. I
Yes,
low-key
yeah.
had no idea. I'm just looking for an opportunity.
Yeah.
And
Tell me about it. So
Yeah.
what are your greatest achievements? Like who you work with? What are the biggest venues you've done? And like just to give it a
I'm gonna put it this way. I'm sure you and anybody have parents who've played music for you as a kid, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so back in the day, my dad music collection was insane. The way
Cool.
people got shoes, my dad had a music collection.
yeah.
And this
I
guy
like that.
played some things, so much music that I didn't realize that I actually retained a lot of it in my head. So one of the artists that he played for me was an artist, Gerald Levert,
Yes.
Mickey Howard Records. And one day, I'm sitting in the club, and I knew Mickey Howard was coming to the club, but I didn't remember. It was 1989
Yeah.
type shit. I don't remember. Well, I'm sitting in there, and she started singing. And I was like, hold up. Are you the same one that I heard in 1989? I had to call my dad. I said, Dad, do you know somebody named Mickey Howard? He was like, no. And I was like, nah. There's no way you don't know this voice. I know the voice. Fast forward, she's just like one of my best friends today. We born on the same day.
Whoa.
She calls me all the time.
Whoa.
She gives me her blessing to tell me this is how you gonna move in this entertainment industry.
Nice.
Because in her mind, she was like, nah, you built for more than jazz. You're actually built for all of it. You just don't know. And when
I
you
like
have
that.
older people like that giving you that type of blessing,
Blessings. Yes.
it's nuts.
Yes.
Another one, Melba Moore. This lady is like, she's a Tony Award winner, a Grammy Award winner. She's the first black woman to ever win a Tony Award.
Wow.
And she gives me her blessing, calls me up to tell me, hey, how you doing today?
Yes.
And I'm like, why would these type of people reach out to me? Because they were like, dog, your productions are so lit that they've been doing it for so long that it's glad to see that a younger person can embrace the old world and transition it into the new world effortlessly. Like, I produced Jean Carn. She's like a queen of disco.
Wow.
I produced Monty Alexander, who's one of the greatest Jamaican pianists of all time. Like he back there with Bob Marley. You talk to him, you basically talking to Bob Marley.
Wow, I
Same
love that.
cats. Who else I produced? Lord knows Kenny Garrett. He's like one of the last guys to play with Miles Davis. He was a young guy then. Man, the list is crazy right now. My list is crazy right
Yeah,
now.
I'm curious about your age.
Yeah.
This is too much.
No.
So you started early.
38.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, that's
38.
not bad.
Yeah, I'm 38. I started early. I started 5 years ago. That's the crazy part.
Oh man.
I did not start this a long time ago. I was a patron. That's why I say patron. So I really place a lot of emphasis on the word patron because from 2002 till about 2015, 16, I've spent more money at going to be a part of things.
Yeah.
My friends, people let me in. I've been there. But it's a difference when you pay for things that I started finding a lot of comfort in knowing that, wait, my favorite artist is coming to town and I ain't going to like spend no money on them. So I started saying, forget it. Let me just buy a ticket. Man, I've been buying tickets for almost 20 plus years.
So what are like being a jazz presenter promoter is not easy.
No.
It's not easy. So what
It's
are the
fun, but it ain't
what are
easy.
the challenges? Like what are the hardships?
One is not pop music.
Yeah, that's what's
That's one. It ain't pop. So this is something that is I'm learning that a lot of people don't know what jazz is. They have an idea of what jazz is.
Yes.
My job is to fulfill or overstimulate you with an experience that you don't even realize that this was going to happen. So I'm also the building operator and the business operator. So you can't have a jazz set tonight if the building don't work, if the AC don't work, if the kitchen broke,
Yeah.
if the water ain't running,
Yeah.
if the lights, the electricity not working, I still got to do all this work. So my days start about 11 a.m. Take me about 5 hours to prepare for a show every night because I got to go through all the routines. I still got to do the marketing campaigns. I still got to do the ticket giveaways. I still got to get the media involved. I still got to do all the other things that the traditional promoter of anything else has to do. But I have to go find that audience for you versus in pop music.
Yes.
Their audience is already there.
Yes. That's what it does.
That's different.
So do you make money off jazz? Like do you think
Nah, they ain't no money to make off no jazz. Nah.
you do?
Nah, I wouldn't say don't get into jazz if you try to make money. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
No
not
money.
realistic. Like, what is realistic is that you are trying to present and preserve culture, because that's what it is. It's our culture. A lot of people look at jazz as an amazing art form, but what they don't understand is that it technically is Black classical music.
Yes, I agree with you.
And it's a world music now because of the Dizzy Gillespie
Yeah.
and a lot of other cats from back in the day. The president sent them around the world as ambassadors of America. That's the first thing that America sends to other countries is music artists. And the State Department will fund them, let them go out there and go to different countries and they perform for the military when they're in these other countries. And somehow, some way, radio broadcasts like The Voice of America and these other broadcasts that we have that are here,
I worked
is
there
how
3 years.
music starts to
Okay.
expand. And now we cross
Yeah.
some cultures. So jazz is a culture preservation component, and it's also it's part of the healthiest hand that we can extend as Americans to other markets. And hopefully those other markets get on the same page with us in music because it's a universal language. So if you go to Ethiopia, how many jazz artists do you have? Tons. If you
Yes.
go to Italy, tons. It's all because that's the first thing that we use as our cultural extension.
Yeah.
So I always say jazz is not meant for money.
No money.
It's
Even
not, like-
nobody's making money.
You could make a lot of money
But you're happy.
as a producer. I mean, as a production person.
Yeah.
Because pop music, R&B music, for a long time, those are still jazz musicians that are just have a love for a different genre. Now, money's in products. money is in that. Like you have to sell something tangible. Music nowadays, you see what the streaming situation is.
Yeah, crazy.
It's nuts. So unless you are funded by some crazy label, music label, if you're an independent guy in jazz, you're gonna work hard as ever to get some money out of it. But your experiences is everything. So if you love a full life, you get in jazz. If you're looking
Yeah.
for money, I wouldn't get
It's
in
for the love of music, not
Yeah, it's art, man.
not for the love of the money.
Sure.
So let me ask you, give me like your 3 top 10 all time jazz songs.
Come on, man.
Yeah, let's do this.
Come on,
Yeah, I'll
man.
find it. I'll find
Oh, come
yeah.
on, man. Come on, man. Oh, man. Okay,
Let's start with 3 or 1.
let's go 3.
3.
Misty. You ever heard the song Misty?
Misty,
before?
yeah.
Misty is very important. It's what introduced me to jazz through go-go. Chuck Brown played Misty, and I didn't know it was a jazz song.
Yeah.
I found out it was a jazz song probably like, I had to be well off into an adult in my 20s. And then I listened to other versions of Misty for me to
Yes.
go back and see that, okay, Misty is a jazz
Who
record.
did it best? Like, who do you think?
I'm always going Chuck Brown.
Chuck Brown?
I'm always going Chuck
Okay,
Brown.
I'm gonna
Like,
listen to that one.
It's crazy.
Okay.
It's crazy. Another jazz song.
In the meantime, we can have the coffee. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's no way I can pick 3 top songs like all time. It's too much music like that. Jazz is crazy. What I will say is that you could pick renditions of music and jazz versions. So I'm gonna go to the person who introduced me to jazz. I'm gonna go with Esperanza. Esperanza dropped a song on her second album called Fall In.
Oh, and I'm gonna listen to that.
It's such a beautiful record, because it's not an R&B record. It's not a soul record. It's a jazz record. And when you listen to it and just how she arranged the background and the backline of it, that's what drew me in. And that's what I feel like, that's what makes jazz music great, is that you could play the same song, but everybody's arrangement of the concepts are different. My number 3, there's a singer in Miami, Florida. Her name is Nicole Henry. She found a way to rearrange Sade's Is It a Crime?
Whoa.
It's probably one of the
Nicole, what?
Nicole Henry.
I'm gonna put it.
She's based out of Miami, Florida. But her version of Is It a Crime is probably one of the most dangerous versions.
That's the song.
Yeah, Is It a Crime? You've heard the record before. It's a Sade.
But yeah, but I wanna like you're making it sound like a new.
It's imagine I'm producing a show that I didn't know that song was coming, and the bass comes in first. It had like all the intro things, and you're just like, what are y'all doing? What are you getting ready to do? And just how it evolved for her to start singing it. And I'm like, wait, shawty, like, one, nobody touches Sade music,
No.
period.
100%.
It's just not a thing. It's
I
like
agree
Michael
with you.
Jackson type stuff. Like,
No.
don't touch certain
No,
things.
don't touch. Yeah.
I sat in that club and with her perform that song 4 times. Stopped me in the middle of my walking and was like, I had to look back like, hold up. You're killing it right now.
I gotta hear that.
When she left, I pulled her up, pulled
Yeah.
the music up. Damn it if the track ain't equivalent to what I was hearing in real time.
Wow.
But in real time, because my subs, because my bass, because everything in the room is so engulfing, it's an experience that I always say when Nicole Henry come to Washington, D.C., or if Nicole Henry is in your
Man,
city,
put me in.
man, go listen to this lady perform this song, Is It a Crime? And you might be in tears if you love Sade a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's that good. Yeah, it's that good.
Well, that's a good one, man. You know how to say it though. You know how to. You're my man. I like that. When people tell you like this, like I really want to hear it again.
Yeah.
So how about? Have you any experience about ATO jazz or a little bit of African jazz?
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you my Afro. I think Fela Kuti is still jazz. Let me just start with that. I think Kuti's jazz. he's a spiritualist, and he occupies in a space that I know the Afrobeat community kind of pull him in that direction, which rightfully so. I think he's the architect. But I also feel like that music, to the jazz lover, they identify with him so much. And it creates more of a dance vibe, dance feel. And I think that kind of trades. And when you go into like South Africa, you go to like DJs like, what's my guy? What's our South African DJ name?
Mama Forest or Black Coffee.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the biggest one.
So Black Coffee being like, do you know he has like a PhD in jazz studies?
No, I didn't know.
If you ever listen to Black Coffee's music, listen to how he transitions into his songs. He's using jazz chords all the time. He's always using jazz chords. That's what got me on him. That I was like, wait, like, bruh, this is house music for sure. But no one's producing house music like this. Even UK cats kind of like do it, but no one does it like Black Coffee. It's because he uses such a jazz theory in it.
I didn't know that.
And that's what creates everyone to be on the same page. He can attract anybody around the world with one track because everyone's going to register and resonate with how the music sounds. And it's because he has, I think he has a master's or a PhD in jazz studies, and that's why he's so good. And then when you get into like Ethiopian jazz, because culture is so important,
yes,
they blended it. And that's what a lot of countries are doing. They're taking their cultural music and layering it one layer at a time. And that's why jazz is moving the way it is. It's because it's just cultural layers now. So it can go around the world, come back, and we can all fool with it. I produced, we did like 3 nights of Ethiopian artists in the club. Sold out every single one. It was crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, sold out every single one. I mean, you know Wayna, so.
Yeah, I know Wayna. You know McLeet.
Man, them Bama smash, man.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Amazing. I love to do more. Love to do more. That's my thing is like, I'm a travel channel geek. And if I could do anything, I would create my own jazz channel or jazz show on the travel channel. I feel like that's something they don't got. And I would literally go to different countries the way Anthony Bourdain did, and then like fuse jazz and music into food, and we just go around and have a good time in the party, and everybody just mad at us because they like where they get this idea from, and we just in there.
No, I'm gonna take this guy.
It's 3 a.m. in the morning.
Let's go.
We out here doing our best life.
No, we
like,
go.
That's
we
what
go.
I want to do.
Man, that's like, an idea. We can go. We can go. I can take you to Ethiopia.
Let's go, man. They already say I belong. They've been saying I belong for the last 20 years.
Let's go. So how do you see jazz music and the new way of like listening to music? Like used to be on records, it used to be cassette, then like CDs, but now streaming. Does it affect? I don't know. How do you feel?
The internet is the greatest gift of all time to the world.
But first of all, let me ask you: Do you like listening to jazz in a record or in the street? Which way do you like it?
Both. I like both. I'll tell you why. If I'm in my car, you can't play no record in the car.
I know, but like, I don't know why I relate jazz to record players.
To vinyls, yeah.
It's crazy, right?
But vinyls are more important than ever before.
Yeah.
Today, like vinyls, it's the production of vinyl that's the problem. So if anybody out there got some real money, or y'all got some real time, start a vinyl company. And learn how to manufacture vinyls, because you can buy a vinyl. People are willing to spend more money on a vinyl, physical copy, in person, signed by the artist that they fell in love with that one night with that artwork on the top. They will spend $50, $60, $75 on a vinyl.
Yes.
Versus finding you on a digital platform.
Yeah,
I would never buy, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I know I'm a patron. I'm not buying 99 cents worth of music. Like, that's crazy. It's free. I done paid $9.99 for the subscription. What do I need to buy that for? But if I'm in the building with you, like me, like I map out my whole year. I know I'm going to Philly next month to go see an artist that I really want to see. And I already bought the vinyl. I'm just going up there so she can sign it in person.
Yeah.
So, and the vinyl cost me $40. So that's more money that I was going to spend on the vinyl than I'm going to spend on the 99-cent record because
Yeah.
they don't really make that much money off the digital streaming.
know.
Like, it's kind of pointless. Like,
Yeah.
it's a marketing tool. It's not really.
I like the convenience, but like I just artwork. I still want to touch it.
My vinyl collection right now is crazy. I got some people, some signatures in my house right now. I got Shrine. I got
Whoa.
Jazz Shrine.
Wow.
Like, just like you got this room right here.
Yeah.
I got a room like this. You walk in my living room now, my living room is basically devoted.
Wow. I'm jealous.
You walk in that joint, you look around, you be like, damn, bro, like, you got Eddie Palmieri's signature in here. I have some crazy signatures in my house right now. I got Samara Joy. You know the Samara Joy, the singer? You ever
Yes.
heard of her? Nah. We produced Samara Joy 3 months, 4 months before she was on the Grammys.
Oh.
I got a chance to sit and listen to her do her job and do her work in person. In person. This 21, 22-year-old. I had to buy the vinyl, bro. I bought both. That's 80 bones I spent in that one night. Just because I was captivated by her experience. And I feel like everybody would do that. You go to a concert, people gonna buy that vinyl. I go to the gift shop for all artists before I even go inside for the concert because I want to see if they got some vinyls. Let me get
So how do you manage, like, for example, like you're not making it like I'm going back to money. Money.
money.
So if you like, so how much does it cost to
Produce a vinyl?
to book a jazz artist? Like, let's say, from a very good one to a new jazz player.
You got $40,000.
Okay, for like let's say the highest one. Let's say like
Oh,
okay,
the highest? It could
Let's
be
not.
about $60K.
Last time I asked you about Gregory Potter or something like that.
Depending on the venue. I don't know his direct numbers.
But
you
like, I know.
But know his relevance. But if you know how relevant they are today and knowing that he's like a premier act or those people are premier acts, they're going to play bigger venues. They're going to do festivals. So they probably walking away with 40K, 45K, one show.
With everything, the band and everything.
Yeah, flat fee. We ain't playing around. I want 50% up front. That's what they need. And then you pay me before I pull up. And then I start singing for you.
But like a good, how many people they pull up? They will bring out.
Those type of artists are bringing in like 5,000, 6,000 people
They
in
can
one
put out
setting. Yeah.
In a festival.
Yeah.
How about in a jazz, like in a place like Blues Alley? You can't.
Well, mind you, Blues Alley is an intimate experience. If an artist like that, we would never book someone that big because technically there's not enough seats.
Yeah.
And if we did, that means every seat will be worth like $350 to $400 per seat to make up the number. Because
But they don't give you a cut like when it's a small, like.
They gotta want to play there. They gotta want it, like,
Yeah.
and that's my job. Some artists don't. They're bigger than my venue, but because the way I produce the venue, they love it so much, they're willing to sacrifice the dollar to just work with me on how I do it.
Yeah.
It's because I care. Like, I care more about their experience than I care about how much money we're gonna make off of it. I know we're gonna make the money because we make money on food and beverage. We're a venue. They make money off of ticket sales. Those are two different business models. So if you're in the business of like trying to make sure that your artist gets the most money for their value, then that's where the publicists and those people come into play, and they're going to be like, well, you know, or an agent, they're going to come in and say, this artist is worth $20,000 or $30,000. Why would we play a small venue like you when we can go to the Warner with more seats and charge maybe like $60 or $50 a ticket, and we can get more people in the building, and then the venue can make money off of ticket sales, and they can make food and beverage. With us, we don't want to cannibalize a market like that. You got to know your market. So if your market is a working class market, you don't want to overprice your seats. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
For the sake of having them.
Yes.
Unless this artist is like
Crazy.
Stevie Wonder,
Yes.
or they're like a Shaka Khan, somebody like that, who when they walk in the building, we know we're gonna spend $200 on this seat. Why? Because when's the last time you sat in a room, 100 people or less, and you got a chance to witness the greatness?
But they don't like it. Like, so let me ask you a question. But like, there are some iconic venues, right?
Yeah,
What are your icon? Like, what you say? Like, which are the iconic venues of jazz?
Oh yeah, we're one. We're up there. We're like top 5.
Yeah, tell us about Blues Alley, then we go from there.
Okay, so Blues Alley is the country's oldest jazz supper club
In DC,
in the world.
in the world.
Yeah, that's why we're top 5. Sound quality wise, we're probably one of the best listening rooms you're ever going to walk into. That is true. You always have to factor in New York City. New York City got some crazy jazz venues in it. One of the ones that I really, really enjoy is it's a lot of recordings that happen here, but it's the Bitter End. And if you listen to like Curtis Mayfield, it's called the Bitter End. BITT, yeah. Bitter End. If you're ever in New York, you go to the Bitter End. It's an experience. But Curtis Mayfield released an album in the Bitter End, and so many other artists did too. Same way with Blues Alley. Like we got Wynton Marsalis. His #1 album is out of Blues Alley. Nancy Wilson has a Blues Alley recording.
Oh, nice.
That's really what it is that jazz clubs became popular because they started to record in real time in the club. And if you're playing that recording, naturally it's just like, I heard this recording, Roy Ayers recording at Blues Alley back in like 95, and I really want to go and see what was that experience like. There they go.
So Blues Alley is only in DC.
Only in DC? Yeah.
But it's not related to Blue Note or something.
No, so
a lot of people think like
it's
that.
spinoffs. These are spinoff names. So Jazz Alley out in Seattle is one that you have to see because the guy in Jazz Alley, he worked for Blues Alley in the 70s.
Oh, okay, got it.
He took the idea out there and created Jazz Alley.
Got it.
Blue Note is a supper club like Blues Alley, but they're more franchised. So you can go to Japan. That's the craziest club that I've ever looked at on YouTube. I say go to Blue Note in Japan. They might be #1.
Oh, okay.
That's nuts. So that's really what it boils down to. It's experiences.
So what are the other places? Like, what are the jazz venues that you recommend? Like, you said Bitter End?
Bitter End.
That I want to check
Blue Note. You got to go to the Blue Note.
Yeah, I've been there.
They care about being current. And that's what I like about Blue Note. No one's occupying that space better than them. There's another club in New York that I always say people should go to is Smoke. It's one of the older clubs. So you can get a chance to get a feel for what was life like back in the day. Smoke. Smoke Jazz. They are nice.
Bro, I'm taking too much notes. Okay, let me know.
And then you really have to get into like the colleges. I always say going to the universities, man. Like New York City, dog, you got NYU program. You got Berkeley up there. You got the kids from the New School up there. So you can find jazz anywhere. Oh, in Newark, New Jersey has a jazz club. Damn, I forgot. But people should go to the Newark Club because that's where Whitney Houston performed. That's where all those people performed that got their starts. So Newark, New Jersey is a really good part. New York City, DC.
How about bigger venues?
Bigger? I don't like that. Jazz should not be in concert halls. I don't like it.
How about festivals? What are the biggest festivals?
Oh, everybody knows about Newport Jazz Fest.
Newport Jazz Fest.
That's up in Rhode Island. That's the one that not Dizzy Gillespie. Your New Orleans cats. I can't think of his name. But if you go on YouTube, look up Newport News Jazz Festival. It's an amazing jazz fest. It's been going on for probably 40 years. Montreal
is big, yeah.
That's a big one. North Sea, the North Sea Jazz Fest is crazy. My issue with jazz festivals nowadays is that there's too much R&B there. There's way too much R&B going on. Like, R&B is not jazz. They're not. Some R&B singers can sing jazz.
Yes.
But I feel like what happened was that hip hop and trap and all these different subgenres of hip hop have isolated R&B out, so R&B doesn't have a place to go. So now, to bring more people to the jazz festival, they bring R&B artists, or they bring old soul acts and soul artists, and now it's an R&B soul jazz fest. Low key, we got a great festival here in PG County, Edmonton Gaylord.
What's this called?
What's that joint? Largo. What's the dang, them cats that in the Gaylord, I can't call it right now, but in the Gaylord Hotel, they do a jazz festival every year. It's Prince George's County's jazz festival. Really, really big, very nice. They bring in artists from all over the place. Dang, I can't think of their name right now. It's crazy.
Okay, let me find it for you.
Yeah. But it's in the Gaylord. And they kill it, man. They kill it every year. It's named after one of the PG County cities, towns, whatever you call it. The Largo folks.
No, that's not Lake
Lake
some
Arbor. Yep.
Lake Sarah.
Lake Arbor Jazz Fest. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I say out in Largo.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you a question. Do you play any instruments, or are you attracted to any like playing music or any instrument?
I play the radio.
You play the radio.
I play the radio. No, I ain't gonna lie to you. So I started music for me started in church. You go to church enough. DC has some of the craziest church musicians of all time. I don't care. And other cities probably have it too. But DC musicians are really, really good. I went to a church in Northeast DC that a lot of those people were actually in the music business at that time. So I was actually picking up a lot of knowledge from actual active musicians who had a strong spiritual background. So I think my music understanding comes from spiritualists in the music space because they understood that to transcend another person or transcend a situation, you have to go through music. That's the doorway. Like if you want to get on the right path to some type of deliverance,
Yes.
go through music. It'll
Yes.
get you there. I don't care what
Yes.
you're going through. Music is
Yes,
probably going
I
to get
agree
you
with
through.
you. 100%. I agree
So
with you.
they understood that. Those are my teachers. Like it's cool. I did it for free too. It's great. They ain't asked for no money.
So no training of music because I try because I love music. I try to go to bass.
Yeah, I love bass. Yeah. I
Try
got
to
a bass in
learn.
the house.
But
Yeah.
like I don't have no patience. Like,
Yeah,
these
I got the
musicians,
patience.
like I respect them because they have a patience that they can practice for 8 hours, 10 hours, man.
Discipline is
Yeah, it's a key.
discipline is key to anything in life.
Yeah.
My discipline was in management. I had an amazing amount of hours put in to managing. I managed a hotel. I managed 2 stores. I managed a club. I managed a business. I managed 2 artists before. So my management discipline is so good that I was able to shift into jazz real easy because I understood like what it took to manage a hip hop artist. And hip hop artists, that's what they're smart at. They have marketing down pat. Jazz artists don't.
Yes. No.
That's the difference.
Yes.
Jazz artists are not marketing gurus.
No.
Hip hop artists are marketing
Yes.
gurus.
Yes.
And if you bring hip hop marketing to jazz music, you might make $1 million.
Yes, I agree with you.
And my thing is, I have a big love for fine art. So one of my theories that I apply is, you hear what you see, and then you see what you hear.
You hear-
You ever heard that saying before?
What did you say? You hear
You
what
hear what you see, and you see what you hear.
Yes.
So jazz is only as good if we can visually see it nowadays, because people
Yes.
don't have the discipline and the patience to
Yes.
sit down and listen to an album
Yes.
anymore.
I agree with you.
But if you could like visually see it on YouTube, or if you can visually go there to a
Live.
festival,
Yes.
you will be more attracted to the music.
I agree with you. That's why I like live music.
And that's why I kind of
Live music. That's a killer.
killer.
That's why I love live music.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. What's coming up? In your you have an event that we
I ain't
expect.
gonna lie. I got a crazy show tonight to do. I got this artist called Isaiah Collier and the Chosen Few. This guy is like so sharp mentally, intellectually. He is very well put together, and he's going to perform tonight. So I got 2 shows to do tonight. And then my other artist that I'm really, really happy about, she's really famous. Her name is Jasmine Horn, but she's one of the better jazz vocalists today. Like she's in that Ella Fitzgerald class.
Yes.
She's coming in February. I got to do that.
Okay.
So I love working with the young cats. I just did, I don't know if you heard of him, but he's like Matthew Whitaker. He's a blind organist, but I just produced him like last month, and that was amazing because he's kind of the new Stevie Wonder of jazz right now.
Nice.
So me and him, we're so tight. So I have a big love for working with young artists more than I have working for the older artists.
Yeah.
Because the younger artists, they can't manipulate the way the world is the way that back in the day artists could. The whole world was centered around the jazz club. If this is 1980, if this was 1970, Jazz was so popping that everybody just came there. Nowadays, you see how it is on Thursday night around here.
Yeah.
Everyone's more like, we're gonna go to this jazz venue, but I'm the king of your date night. I'm the king of your family night.
Yeah.
I'm the king of creating an experience for the lawyer, the real estate agent, the politician who needs to just get away and hide out. I'm the king of that. So they come to me, sit in my venue, and get relief. And I love producing the young acts for them because I'm going to marry hip hop, I'm marrying jazz, I'm marrying soul music. So lyrically, people walk in the club thinking that, oh, we only going to listen to like Kirk Whalum, soft jazz or music like that. And I'm like, no. I'm willing to go find how jazz impacted all genres, and you might hear that when you walk in the door.
Nice.
So I'm here to make sure that the bridge is an even bridge so people don't feel like, oh, a jazz venue is for older people. It's not. It's for anybody who is open and welcome, and it welcomes everybody. Like, people get proposed to in the club every night. Anything can happen. Like, it's just like any other club.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So we talked about everything. That last question.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's about your philosophy, your life philosophy.
Yeah,
So
man.
what do you want to tell me, or what do you want to share with the audience? Like one thing
Man.
that's like,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I would not be here if you don't like acknowledge your creator. That's how it goes. The more you acknowledge that creator, what ends up happening is you start walking in the light you were created in. I didn't know I was created for this part of life. I had no idea that this was going to happen to me. 2018, 2019, you know, my grandmother, she's dealing with breast cancer and she's getting ready to pass away. And one of the last combos we had, she literally said, like, hey, I don't know what's getting ready to happen, but you about to be straight. And I was like, what? She was like, nah, you about to do something totally different and just embrace it. Literally, I got a phone call after she passed away, maybe 1 month later. Would you be interested in coming and working for Blues Alley Jazz? And I was like, no. I said no. When 2020 came, before that pandemic, it took me 1 year to get my act together. And I've been running it ever since. So
Wow.
all I'm saying is just acknowledge the creator, let the creator
yes.
walk you in the light and be confident in the light. The more you do that, you're going to be okay. No, you ain't going to make $1 million tomorrow. It's not realistic. Look at Diddy. $1 million, you can get 1 million problems.
Yes.
Go
100%.
slow.
You shouldn't get about it. More
Be
money,
patient.
more problems.
Treat everybody right.
Yes.
They going to recognize you for it. And before you know it, you're going to be the king or the queen or whatever it is that you're trying to do.
Yes.
And then you could sip Ethiopian coffee.
Yeah, and how about my
And
food?
11 o'clock
What
in the
you
morning.
gonna say about my coffee and my food?
Let me tell you something.
Don't tell me.
You got some serious cuisine up in here.
Yes.
I done been in here how many times in the last 2 months? Probably
Yeah, your
like
birthday was
5, 6, 7 times.
everything. Yeah.
And the food is always amazing. It's always good. The staff is always crazy. I always drink about 2-3 cups of coffee when I walk in here.
Yes.
And I can honestly say, like, this is most definitely one of my favorite spaces to come to and eat and dine and introduce people to. Because I also be introducing people to the spot.
100%.
Like,
I
and
see
that's
that.
what we're supposed to do. You
see
find something good out here in these streets, or you find something good in your daily life, introduce other people to it. Don't hold it hostage, because the only way we gonna win is if we put people on game.
Yes.
So,
Guess what?
What's up?
I got a surprise for you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this guy, listen, everybody. When he comes to Ethiopia,
Ah.
he's going to have a coffee, unlimited coffee for
Ah.
free. That's it. That's the deal.
It's my new drugs.
Yeah, you got your drugs
It's
for
my
free
new
now.
drugs.
We can get you everything. Coffee, like if you love the coffee, every time you come out, tell him.
Let's do it.
Free coffee.
Let's do it.
Boss man, thank you
Hey,
for
love
coming
you,
out.
brother.
Yes, sir. One
Love
love.
you, brother.
Thank you, Namaste Island. We see you next week. Peace.